All right, hey gang, Nate Bear here, lead technical tactician for Monument Traders Alliance and Trade of the Day. And in today's video update, I want to go over the indexes. I want to go over what's coming up this week in case you do not know. And I want to show you a trade setup that I am looking to pile into this week. All right, and as we get started here, let's start by looking at the indexes. Now, we've talked about, if you were following along, the fact that the indexes have been up here at new all-time highs and at +3 ATR, average true range ATR. And what we talked about is, okay, the markets come up, they kind of pull back. They kind of come up, they kind of pull back. They hit that 3 ATR, they pull back to the 21. They hit the 3 ATR, and we talked about the possibility of them coming back to the 21 EMA. Well, that happened last week on Tuesday with the CPI data that came out Tuesday morning. So we got our pullback to the 21 EMA and the market sort of bounced, right? That's kind of what we expected. Well, from here, where do we go? And I think at this point, the markets are actually going to be going in a sort of sideways holding pattern until Wednesday. Until Wednesday this week. What happened on Wednesday this week after market close? Give you guys a second to think, right? A little Jeopardy music, but the answer is this ticker right here. Maybe you've heard of it, NVIDIA. Now the third biggest the third biggest company on the US stock market behind Apple and Microsoft. It overtook Google this week, but they have earnings on Wednesday afternoon, right here, after the bell, Wednesday afternoon, right there on the 21st of February. And so I kind of think, maybe we're in a holding pattern. Maybe the market kind of wants to see another card, see what happens with NVIDIA on Wednesday afternoon. But, I don't think we need to be overly bearish. I don't think we have to be overly, concerned. The markets had a pullback last week. That's healthy. In a bull market, somewhat regular pullbacks to the 21 EMA are actually a good thing. Believe it or not, it sort of gives longs an opportunity to participate. It gives, shorts an opportunity to, stop getting crushed and actually pile in back to the short side. So it sets up a little bit more balance as opposed to just riding +3 ATR. When you have a situation where you're just riding higher with no let up, you get bigger moves down as opposed to just sort of a nice steady move up like this. And I'll show you a great example of that. That's SMCI's chart from Friday. They finished down $200 per share, down 20% on the day on Friday after a relentless move higher. And you get this sort of crash, sort of a scenario. I think we're probably coming back in here. I think we're coming back to maybe 650. That's the 21 EMA. That's a situation where you have some VP over here, some volume profile in this area, where you actually spent 3 or 4 days consolidating, in this range. So that's kind of where I think we're heading on SMCI. So one of the names that I like for this week is actually MPC, which is Marathon Petroleum Corp. Now it's an oil and gas name as opposed to a tech name, which we've been sort of trading, relentlessly for the past 3 months. But this is a nice one. So if we zoom out, look at this weekly chart. So we have a weekly squeeze that's fired long, right? We've got this beautiful pattern. We played this weekly pattern. We actually started started accumulating down and through here, and we were flipping it out up and through here. And if we now zoom in, we have this really nice situation, right? So this sort of price action was that weekly squeeze we just looked at, and then you have the breakout. And now on this 195-minute chart, we've got this really nice bull flag building up, right? So you've got your all-time high, which is right here, right there, right off of this level. And you've got this really pretty bull flag. You've got a 195-minute squeeze. So what I want to do in MPC is actually go out about a month into the March monthly, right here, the March 15th calls. And I just want to pick up some of these in the money 165 strikes going out 24 DTE days until expiration, right? That's what DTE means. And basically just pick the trade up down in through here if I can get it off of around, say 168 to 170. Stop under, say 166, right? Below this pattern down and through here, stop underneath 166 and then target new highs. Again, all we're doing here is we're going sideways. We're consolidating underneath all-time highs. And if we look over at crude oil, we've got a pretty constructive pattern here. This is a daily chart of crude oil futures. we've got this sort of reversal, this head and shoulders sort of reverse bottom with a neckline in through here. And we've got crude pushing up against it here. So if we can break that, I think there's actually room up to $90 on crude. And one of the reasons I'm excited about this chart is because it's named, again, outside of tech, which is just so extended, right? So if NVIDIA comes out and misses on Wednesday and some money comes out, I don't think they're going to miss, by the way, but if they do, and, heaven forbid we have a pullback in tech, I think actually money can start flowing into energy. One of the interesting articles I read this week was about how energy as a percentage of the S&P 500 compared to tech is at the lowest ratio in history. It's like 8-1. It's amazing how much money has flowed into tech, and energy is just sort of sitting here like, okay, well, we're still here. It didn't used to be. It used to have parity. Energy used to be bigger than tech, and now it's completely engulfed energy. So I think money could actually flow back into energy, and this is one of the names that I just keep coming back to because, look at the chart. Need I say more? This is a beautiful, beautiful chart, beautiful trend on this weekly, and it's just providing opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. So that's what I'm going to look at this week. MPC on that 195-minute chart, consolidating just underneath all-time highs with a weekly squeeze, pushing it higher. That's what I've got for this week. I hope it helps. Hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. All right, have a good one.